Welcome back to Study Smart Australia, where we break down Australian visa rules in a way that finally makes sense. I am Sarah, and joining me again is Tom from GTE Experts, the team behind thousands of successful, genuine student statements, ART appeals, and student visa approvals. And today, we are answering a question we receive every single week. Do student visa dependents, like your spouse or children, need their own genuine student statement? Let us get into it.
Thanks, Sarah. And yes, this is one of the most misunderstood areas of the student visa process. People assume that because they are the main applicant and they have written the genuine student statement, their partner does not need one, but that is not always correct.
Before we get into the rules, let us explain why this matters so much right now.
It matters because under Ministerial Direction 115, case officers must assess not only the genuineness of the main student, but also the genuineness of the entire family unit. This means your partner's story, their background, their ties, their motivations, and their personal circumstances all contribute to the officer's decision. If the partner's situation looks unclear, risky, or inconsistent, the entire visa can be refused. That is why the dependent's narrative is so important.
Let us answer the big question clearly. Do student visa dependents need their own genuine student statement?
The short answer is yes. In many cases, they absolutely should. Not always as a full traditional genuine student statement, but definitely as a separate explanation letter. They need to address their background, their ties to the home country, their purpose for joining the student, their personal situation, their intention to comply with their visa conditions, their financial capacity, and the reasons they are not a migration risk. A dependent who provides no explanation looks suspicious under Ministerial Direction 115, because the officer cannot understand why they want to come, what they plan to do, whether they have incentives to stay unlawfully, or whether this is genuinely a family unit. And when an officer cannot figure something out, they refuse.
And this is where people get scared, because we have seen so many refusals, where the main applicant was strong, but the dependent caused the refusal.
Exactly. We see the same refusal patterns again and again. One of the most common reasons is that the partner has no background explained. The officer writes that they are not satisfied the dependent intends to stay temporarily, simply because the partner wrote nothing. Another common refusal reason is unclear financial evidence for the dependent, particularly when the funds barely cover the main applicant. We also see refusals when the relationship timeline is weak or poorly explained. If a partner does not clearly describe how long they have been together or provide relationship evidence, officers refuse. Another pattern is when the dependent has no clear ties to the home country. If the partner has no job, no assets, or no commitments, the officer sees risk. We also see refusals when the dependent is older and has multiple previous visas. Officers want clear reasoning for why they are joining now. And of course, previous overstays or weak travel history that are not explained become automatic red flags.
So let us make this practical. If someone listening is applying with their spouse or children, what should the dependent statement include?
Every dependent should address who they are, including their background, age, education, and work. They should explain their relationship to the main applicant, how long they have been together, and provide a simple timeline. They need to explain why they need to accompany the student, whether for family unity, caregiving, emotional support, or other genuine reasons. They must show their own ties to the home country, such as employment, family obligations, or assets. They need to explain their financial capacity and how they will support themselves in Australia. They must state clearly that their intention is temporary and that they will return home after the student completes studies. And if they have had previous visas, refusals, or gaps, these should be explained carefully. When done properly, this protects both applicants.
What about dependent children? Do children also need a genuine student statement?
Not a full statement. But the parents must explain the child's schooling, welfare, living arrangements, ties to the home country, and financial planning. They must explain why the child needs to accompany the main applicant. If the child is older, usually between 16 and 21, they may need to provide their own short explanation as well.
And when does a dependent not need a full statement?
Usually when the dependent is a minor child, or when the main applicant's genuine student statement already covers everything convincingly, or when the dependent is staying in the home country and not accompanying the student. But if a spouse is coming to Australia, a separate statement is strongly recommended. We see far too many refusals based on missing partner information.
Yes, people often assume the department will not question the spouse.
Exactly. People think the main applicant is the only person who matters and the partner is just tagging along. But under Ministerial Direction 115, the department must evaluate the genuine intention of the entire family unit. If the partner looks unprepared, unmotivated, undocumented, financially unsupported, or simply not genuine, the visa is refused. A dependent can strengthen your visa application or destroy it.
This was such an important episode. If you are applying with a spouse or children, do not ignore the dependent part of the application. Your partner needs a story. They need reasoning, and they need their own explanation that aligns with Ministerial Direction 115. Tom, how can people get help with this?
At GTE Experts, we prepare dependent statements, relationship explanations, home country ties, financial justification letters, complete partner GSS-style statements, and full family unit visa strategies. We make sure the main applicant and the dependents present a strong, consistent story. If you need support, you can contact us through our website at gteexperts.com.au, by email at wecken@gteexperts.com.au, or by phone on +6 142 42 51616.
Thank you for joining us on Study Smart Australia. Share this episode with anyone applying with a partner. You might save their visa without even realizing it. We will see you in the next one.